Part 7 to the Sonic.EXE tutorial series. Oh, how far we've come. We are finally at a part that I think most EXE developers struggle with, which is making Eggman a playable character. There's only one tutorial out there online for making a new character in Simple Sonic Worlds, but it's a 3-hour live stream and I'm sure no one wants to watch that. Really, no one has any other choice until this video comes out, but don't worry, I've had to sit through it too. That's how I learned how to do this. A few things I forgot to mention. We're super close to 1,000 subscribers, which I'm pretty happy about. I know I sound so defeated, but trust me, I'm pretty happy inside. This tutorial also works for adding any character into Not So Simple Sonic Worlds, really. I'm just going to be more focused on Eggman and how he would work in Simple Sonic Worlds instead of any other character, but you can use this tutorial for any other character if you don't want to watch the 3-hour live stream. Now that's really all I have to say, and on to the video. So before I start this tutorial, I should say this right here was the live stream I was talking about, which is Simple Sonic Worlds creating a new character. There's lots more live streams as well that basically cover some stuff that I might end up not covering ever, like level design, because I suck at level design myself. But this is it's too early in the morning. No, it's the afternoon. Okay, I'm not thinking straight. This is the guy who made Spark the Electric Jester, which is like that one game that was at first a Sonic fan game and then like sort of turned into its own original game, but is still really considered like inspired by Sonic a ton. But he's got all these Simple Sonic Worlds tutorials, or well, not so simple. So you could check those out sometime, or just stick with my tutorials. But that's all I wanted to say for that. So now we'll get into making Robotnik playable. You'll see up here we have a player skin Robotnik, just like we do for the rest of them. The sprites I used in here are custom and edited sprites. They aren't the original Sonic 1 sprites, but they are like fan-made recreations or just edits of them. So so here we are in Simple Sonic Worlds. We have all the characters as usual, but if I press 6, we have Dr. Eggman or Robotnik, and we can go around, and this little ledge here is just for testing with the slope, acceleration, and deceleration, because with Eggman, if you're making a Sonic.EXE game, you're most likely having him for the ... level, which has the stairs, and now I'm stuck in here. The speed he's walking at and his jump strength, that can be changed all you want, so don't worry, this is not exactly how it's gonna look like. Okay, so now with making this, for once you might actually not have to copy and paste a new copy of the test level Act X. If you want to, so that way you can have a version with Eggman and without Eggman, then you can do that, but I'm just gonna do it on the main one here, just so that way he can be here for any frame we use, even though we've already made all these ones. But you can always copy the code over to the rest of them. But first thing we want to do is get the player skin ready, so the whole animation, kind of like this thing but for Eggman. So some people will say like create a new sprite for it, but I say the best thing is to just copy, or not copy, but like clone one of these right here. Just make one clone of him. And normally when making a new character in Simple Sonic Worlds, you just pick the character that is most similar to the one you're making a clone of. So if you have like a Knuckles OC or a character similar to Knuckles, you make a copy of Knuckles. If it's one similar to Tails, you make a copy of Tails. If it's similar to Amy, you make a copy of Amy, so on and so forth. Obviously, Eggman's not really similar to any of these, so just pick Sonic. If you ever making a character and it's like nothing like any of these guys, just pick Sonic. He's like the most basic you can go. So we'll rename this to player skin Robotnik. That is not how you spell Robotnik. There we go. So now we have this, so obviously now we need Robotnik sprites, not Sonic sprites. So the sprite sheet I have here is, as always, it's always on Spriter's resource, created by this guy right here, Lao Player. That might be how you pronounce it. I can never pronounce names correctly. So I'm giving credit to him right now. I'll link it in the description so you can use. Maybe you have your own Eggman sprites, maybe not. Either way, Eggman is a simple character and does not really have many sprites here. I'm not even going to use these ones down here. I'll only be using these ones up here. So you can either save the image as, or you can just copy the image and go into here. Just do on like one of the last frames here, doesn't really matter, and just paste it in here. And you have it. And we want to make the transparency color that. And you'll notice this one is different only because in sprite sheets, when the background color is different from the rest of them, it shows that this is a repeated sprite, meaning it's somewhere else in here. And maybe by looking at these two here, you can see they're the exact same sprites here. Okay, so for the ideal, he just is him on his own. And so for dragging out the box here, it does kind of matter about the size. You want to make sure his feet are on the ground, but you want to give him like enough space inside for all the other animations to fit. So I'm saying like do not crop him down to the lowest it can be. And I know in Simple Sonic Worlds they do that. You can see it gets bigger like this. I don't like how they do this. I don't know why they did this. I don't like it. So I say just keep them all the same size. So just select out like a box big enough for all of them to fit in. If it's not perfect, we can adjust it later. You can, if you're unsure, just go really wide to be safe, because the last thing you want is making one too small and then a sprite won't fit and you have to redo all of them. So say we have that, we'll just we'll not crop it down, let's copy it. Let's go into the first frame here, erase Sonic, and paste it. Yes, we want to expand it. We'll have to wipe the transparency color again and then keep it at this. Don't crop it down. So now we can just delete all these Sonic ones. And I've repeated this process a lot when making animations. Just copy it. Don't have to select a full character, just select as much of it as you need to. New, paste it in there, and just line it up the best you can. You just kind of do this, make it do, let's do the other one here for laughing. Make it equal. So there we go. We have this here. So obviously we want this to play a little bit before he starts laughing. If you even want this, this is really for this animation only. So let's take that and let's just paste it in there to save it. Close that, and we can just take the first one, paste it a crap ton, maybe around 20. Nah, let's do that. And then take these two and like put them at the bottom here, and maybe make them loop for a little bit like that. And then we got something like this. It's ideal for a little bit, and then starts laughing but goes back to idle. So that's good for that sprite sheet there. You probably have your own sprites, or maybe you're using this one too, or just the basic one. So basically just a process like that for all the other animations there is. And about the other directions, do not set it right now, because when pre-making this I had set them all to that direction and realized I had the wrong hotspot on the animation and had to go back and like fix every single direction. It was a pain in the butt and time consuming. And about the point of this, you want to have this around here. Make sure you hold Alt while you click this, so that way it can apply it to all the frames. We'll definitely have to adjust that later, but just keep it right there for now, just because that's kind of the most ideal spot it could be in. Now for other animations like walking, whenever you go to another one, the best way is just copy one from the previous animation, one frame. Okay, it's there, and then we can delete all the Sonic ones. And then say for walking, we'll take this, crop it, put it in there, try to switch back and forth here to match the frames the best you can. They don't have to be perfect, but just the best you can do to match them up like that. That looks good. and then copy paste and scroll or select like that. Eggman's walking sprites are always like kind of janky and strange, so you can kind of adjust the height here if you want to kind of make it look like he's like hopping up in the air in a way while doing this. So say first make sure the X is equal, okay, like that, and then like maybe you want to go up to like that, and then notice how this goes back to that one. So say we can just copy that, go in there like that, and done. That's kind of that. And then obviously I'd say always copy the sprite sheet before you delete it and then paste it in the next animation there, just so you don't have to worry about going to import it again. And like I said with the directions, just keep them how they are, and the hotspot point should adjust itself from this one, so like I said, we'll definitely have to change that, so don't worry about that right now. Basically repeat this process for the rest of the animations. Just so you know, you don't have to fill out every single animation if they're like, there's only so many animations here, so if there isn't one, you can either leave it as Sonic or you can just fill it in with a sprite that's most similar to this. So say for example, like this sprite here could be used for jumping, and maybe that one could be used for both hurt and falling. So like if you have to combine sprites, then that's fine, you can do that. Okay, so I've imported all of the animations I can. As you can see, some of them are still Sonic just because they either won't be used or just are not, there's no Robotnik sprites for them. But then say stuff like spin dash is just the running, pushing is just his idle, and a lot of them are still Sonic down here. The ledge ones are just his idle. So really a lot of them, unless you make animations for all of these categories for Robotnik, then all of them are really just gonna be what's available. So now that we've made that, we've got our Robotnik skin, we want to actually make them playable. We'll go back and fix the direction and hotspot point and all that, but now let's actually go make them playable. So this is really the time consuming part. So obviously Knuckles Punch is just here from previous tutorials, so this is what it should look like for you. And under the simple Sonic worlds, under objects, okay, it automatically opens all this up. So when you open this up under objects management, player, we're gonna go through all of these eventually. So player initialization. Okay, so I forgot to mention, for this tutorial you want to use the event list editor just because it makes stuff so much easier for this specific thing. Really, I do not like this mode. I do not like it one bit. I really prefer the checkmark mode, but this mode is better for this because it's just easier to navigate. You can see everything in here instead of needing to scroll across the entire bar and hover over them to check. So just for this tutorial, I would use this mode. So first, there's stuff here to do, moving the skin to the layer of the player starting point. Really, anything that shows stuff happening for every player's skin is what you're gonna want to add Robotnik onto it too. But I'll show where every spot is. Shadow's not here for some reason. That's kind of odd. What have I done? Why isn't insert? There we go. Why didn't that pop up before? Okay, so first we want to destroy him. Why do we want to destroy him? You'll see. So we want to copy one of these just to make our lives easier, bring it down here and drag the little icon onto here just so it's Robotnik, and then we can get rid of the destroy. That's why I wanted to do that. It's a little trick you can use to make stuff easier to drag onto the icon instead of needing to reset this thing every single time. If you really want, I can show you how to do it. You would just have to go find him, find order, move to layer, and then find the starting point right here, go under position and get layer right there. That's how you would do it manually, but really this trick is way better. I would recommend using that. That's all for this group here. That one's kind of a quick one. Character attributes, it's not that bad. As you can see, I already added this in here, but in here you can add what number your character is going to be. So our 6 is the best number since there's all these characters here. You can make it any number you want, obviously, set any name to it, and these here are all the settings on all the characters, like how their physics work, how the acceleration, deceleration, their speed, and all that stuff works. And as you can see, for stuff like speed sneakers and super form, they have different speeds on them. And then for characters like Tails and Amy, they have fly speeds and like fly stuff for the hammer, I think. So we want to have a custom one for Robotnik because he's not fast like the rest of the characters. So what we can do is like take this comment, copy it, paste it, make this say Robotnik, copy this, and we want to change this to be our new character now. So under the comment thing up here, I have it as 6. You can have it as whatever you want, but we'll make this character of 6. So later on, actually I'll just show this now. In the debug here, you can just copy and paste this, and upon pressing 6, we want to set the game character to 6. So that will allow you to switch to Robotnik mid-game, but obviously it's not going to work right now, so don't try to test it. But basically when character equals 6, we want to change a few things. So say for example his speed, so the max speed and top speed, the difference is max speed is like the max he can go if he gets boosted by something, or if it's Sonic with that dash thing, I forgot what it's called, and or the peel out thing. And then top speed is how fast they can go if you're just holding the arrow key, and that's it. So oh wait, that is supersonic, my bad. Do it for Robotnik here, make sure you're doing it for the right thing. So anything you don't set in here will just be set to whatever it's set to right here. So that's another thing to keep in mind. You don't have to change every single one of these because there's some values here that will be left the same, but anything here you want to change, just change it down here and it will be changed. X acceleration, I think actually that's supersonics. Also think about this, these are supersonic as values, so maybe get rid of those or change them. Jump strength, I want to change that to let's say -6. Let's do 5. The jump strength is weird. The lower you go in negatives, the higher he'll jump. I don't know why it's like that, but it just is. Let's say max X speed. So say you can like copy this up here and just paste it down here. Max X speed, let's change that to like 8. Always maybe like multiply the top speed by 2, and then that can be the max speed, or just like add 1/4 of it to that, whatever you want to do. Okay, another thing, this is super important if you are a Sonic.EXE developer making like a ... stairway thing. So slope deceleration factor, that we want to be 0, because what this value determines is like when you go on a slope, when is Sonic gonna start like moving down on his own because like gravity's pulling him down. That's what this determines. The higher it is, the more it'll pull him down. The lower it is, the less it'll pull him down. And with the stairway type thing that Sonic.exe has, the stairway levels at like a perfect 45-degree angle most of the time, and that will cause the character to slightly like fall down or just roll down it, and we don't want that. We want you to be able to smoothly go down and up the stairway. So under slope deceleration, don't worry about acceleration, just worry about slope deceleration. We can just paste that in here, and we want to make that 0. So that way, it does mean any other slope he'll be able to like stand on the side of it without it kicking him off. But that doesn't really matter too much. Is there anything else? That should be it for that one. Player movement, there was stuff to do in here. So like I said, if there's anything that the characters have here, you're gonna want to do it as well. So again, we want to do our little destroy trick, so just destroy. Now we have the icon, we can drag it down to a copy there, copy the Y thing from Shadow, copy it there, get rid of the destroy, put them together. So now we have that, and we just kinda have to do the same thing, except these ones add one and that adds one to Y. So just watch for that. So say for Y, we can paste that down here and then like copy and paste shadow, drag it there, bring it down, you know how it is. And then get X, bring it down here, copy the Y, bring it in there. Main sensor, I don't think there was anything to do. As you can see, this is a crap ton of math. No, I'm not sure what exactly all of this means, but it's a lot of math that's going on. So for everyone who wants to be a game developer, yes, there is a lot of math involved with it, especially if you're dealing with physics. Player movement routine. No, I don't think there was anything in player movement. Player control. Yeah, no, there was nothing. Okay, animation. This is going to be the most time-consuming part of the entire thing. So reposition. Okay, this right here is quick, but reposition skin here. Paste that again. Use our little destroy trick. Copy it into there. We can get rid of the destroy. Copy the Y. Bring it in there. So that. Okay, that is that. That's easy. Now change direction, that's also kind of easy. Yeah, I can just do this. So copy that, drag this onto there, so that way that's just there. Now we can like copy that, drag it onto there. I think that's it. These are just for Tails, so unless you have a character that is similar to Tails and has the flying ability, then you don't have to worry about that. Okay, change animation. This is one of the most time-consuming parts. There is another part that is time-consuming, but this basically decides all the animations to set to for certain actions, because not all characters have animations for other characters' actions. So say for example wall jump. So say for example Shadow has a wall jump ability, but the rest of them do not. So for Shadow, he has a wall jump animation, the rest of them don't, so they're just set to corkscrew, spring, and running. Tails will always be set to void if they're just, that just means they're invisible. So you just look at the ability and you can just, if it has an animation, you can set it to that or just don't. And as long as you don't have that object in your level, you will be fine. But most of these at the start here, you do want to set an animation. So say for example normal, that is just what it sounds like, it's normal. So destroy trick again, bring it down to there. There we go. So now we just have that in there. We can actually just copy that and paste this into here. We have this line here that I would just copy that and paste it. So say for ledge here, say like Sonic has a ledge animation and so does Tails and Knuckles, but Amy, Shadow, and Supersonic do not, so they're just set to stop. So neither does Eggman, so we can just set that to stop. So all the ledges here, they can just be stopped, and the rest of, and it's just really this process repeated and repeated for this entire thing. If you notice all of them say something like walking, then make sure it's set to that animation. So walking. Now running, he doesn't have a running animation. The running and walking are kind of the same thing, so I just set it to walking again. But kind of just this process repeated over and over. So like say I can paste this in here, jumping, change that to jumping, stand up, paste that in there, change that to stand up. It's really just this process repeated and repeated and repeated. It's a time-consuming process, but it's how we get the animations of the character to work. Alright, so I finished adding all the animations. As you can see, not all of them are equivalent just because the animation doesn't exist or it's just Sonic on it. So really this all depends on how many animations you have for your character and which ones you do have. So that's it for that whole thing up there. Let me just go up here, and after I scroll through the mess, just close the group. This one right here, you don't need to do anything there. Animation speed. This one doesn't really take up the time, it's just really hard to process. Like there's it's like a lot, but this thing up here, change animation, that's the time consuming part, and that's done, so thank God we're done with that. So again, insert with the little destroy trick, copy shadow, and do this. And restore speed of animation, what that does is it brings it, what I believe it does is it brings it back to the original animation speed that you set it to in the sprite, which already has one set, but it's still just there. And for this down here, we'll just copy these and then just drag it down from here. Fill scroll, oh well, I'll just do it there, and then right there, and that, and that, and then there. And then this, both of these we can just copy and paste them for the rest of them. These numbers will change a bit, but I say copy and paste these first, and then we'll go back and worry about changing the numbers. Alright, so I've added them all in here. It's all, I just copy and pasted all the same thing into there, and we'll just change the numbers up. So I know they vary a lot here. Really, you just want to go based off Sonic here. This is all the speed of the animation, so the higher the number, the faster the animation will go. The smaller the number, the slower the animation will go. So you could actually vary it based on Eggman's animation speed, but I'm just gonna go based off of like around the median of these, maybe. Let's do 4. It doesn't really matter too much, just try to keep it the same as all these. So for that, we'll do 10. They're all 10 in here, so we'll do 10 there. In here, most of them are 16, so we'll do 16. In here, most of them are 8. You get the point. It's just this repetitive thing. And then down here, you kind of just want to copy and paste that, and then drag the icon down there, and then again the start animation thing. You can really see how repetitive this gets. Like down here, we just copy and paste that, drag the little thing down, and then the start animation, and then these you just copy and paste them again until you hit the end of the group. Okay, so that's it for changing animation speed. Now change angle. There is just a few, yeah, there's like one little thing to do in here. So as always, copy and paste that. We'll go okay, we'll have to do, that's a little far. We'll just do the destroy thing. So just do that, and then do that, done, and then paste that, drag it down here. That's okay. No, we have to do flash when invisible. So this is basically what it sounds like. Apparently Robotnik's group, I left it in there. This is basically what it sounds like. This is for flashing while they're invincible. So if you probably saw, there's a Robotnik group because we have to make a new group for Robotnik. So we'll just copy and paste Sonic's group and make this Robotnik. Just drag it down here, and in here we can just manually insert under Robotnik visibility flash object and flash it every 10 milliseconds and bring it up here. And then with Sonic here, you want to make his skin just invisible. So make invisible, and then reappear, and then this here we want to make Robotnik reappear with visibility, object reappear, get rid of the Sonic one, and then the make invisible is down there. So that's it for that right there, but the rest of these we want to add Robotnik onto them too. So we'll have to do insert, we'll have to manually go in here, make sure he's invisible down here, and then we'll just copy that and paste it in every single character group you see here. I know it's like a bit of a pain in the butt, but yes, we do have to do it for every character, or he could still be visible when someone else is, if you switch between a character and someone else is like in the flashing thing. Okay, in Robotnik's grouper, I forgot something. Character of the movement object, make that 6. I just tested it and realized it messed up the whole thing. So make that 6 right there. We can actually go in and test this now, and you'll see we're Sonic here, but if we press 6, we have noticed we have become Robotnik, and the speed, okay, well, going back there is Sonic, but you'll notice the speed has turned into Robotnik speed that we set for him, and you'll kind of notice that animations are okay, they're a pixel off. Yeah, they're like a pixel off, I think. So see, like I told you, we'd have to go back and change these, and then you'd have to do it for every frame, and that's just annoying. But you can see they all work here pretty good. So at least there's that, and then you'll notice we can jump not as high here than we could with like Amy or Tails or just any character. So that's how we know that's working. Then our speed is like not as fast. So you get the point. So now we have finished all the code here. That's it for the code. But now we want to go in and fix all of these animations. So they were just on the y-axis, they were just a pixel off. So I'll hold Alt and go one more pixel down, and before I continue, I'll make sure that is on spot. So press 6, yeah. So that is looking good right there. We can wait for the animation to play out. Okay, so we're good there. So now we can just go in here, copy these, and paste them into here and not have to worry. Okay, well, we do have to right click here, flip horizontally, so that way you don't have to do every frame manually. So now there's that there. Here we're gonna have to do it. Okay, I just gotta find, okay, so like down, I have to go down 1 pixel. I mean, depending on where you set it, you might have to mess around with it a bit as well. But now we just want to go through, fix that center point, and then change all of the, okay, this one doesn't have another direction, so that doesn't matter. Jump, that normally jump just looks alright no matter what. Falling, that usually looks alright. Crouching, we'll go up 1 here, we'll copy. Okay, you get the point. It's this repetitive thing, and I will be back when I'm done with it. Okay, I finished changing all the directions, and now I'm gonna see how it looks. So I press 6, I'm Robotnik. The running animation's obviously a little weird, like he floats a bit. That's fine, that all just depends on your animation. But you can see now he's playable here. Oh, I didn't change that direction. That is kind of it, really. We've made him fully playable here, and you can obviously adjust his speed all you want, adjust his jump strength as well, and that's kind of it for Eggman. I'll show you a little thing, what I was talking about with the slope deceleration thing. So I'll just snatch this object here and put it in here so you can see what I mean. So this object is like purposely drawn at a perfect, about a perfect 45-degree angle. So you'll notice if Sonic goes up here, he's kind of going to go down a bit because of the deceleration and gravity. But if we go as Robotnik, he's just here. He can just be here, he can go up, he can go down. This is so that way when you're going down the stairs in like a ... level, you aren't like going down like that. So that way you can just easily walk upstairs, you can go back downstairs too. You really get the point. It's just this nice little thing. I got hit. So now we can go all the way through here basically and just basically beat the level. He can still spin dash like that and go on loops and stuff. It's a little bit strange, but you get the point. As long as you don't have like a crazy level like this, then you're really fine when using him, and you kind of get the point. So that's it. That's how you make Dr. Robotnik / Eggman playable inside of Simple Sonic Worlds. That's really how you can add or make any character playable. So yeah, I was just focusing more on Robotnik, but really you can use this tutorial for any character. If you have an OC you want to put in there, if there's another Sonic character that already exists that you want to add into here, you're able to do that too. Usually a trick I've noticed people use is they just choose one of the characters here and they just change all the sprites here, which it's alright if you're just like reskinning a character. Like say I make a brand new sprite sheet for Sonic and I want to put him in there, I can just replace all of the sprites for Sonic. But say I want to add a character like Metal Sonic. Like say I want to add like a playable Metal Sonic in here. I would want to like just choose Sonic because he's the most similar. Make a clone, basically do what we just did for Robotnik and have Metal Sonic sprites in there, Metal Sonic stats, maybe a few abilities, and that's really it. Thank you so much for watching. We're so close to 1,000 subscribers. I'm sure this video will be able to like boost it up and get up to that goal. I really still don't have anything too special planned. If there's anything you want me to do, like something special, not just another tutorial or part 8, because there will be more parts after this. We're not done with the Sonic.exe tutorial series. We're done with like all the basic characters and stuff. Now I can like cover some of the official Easter eggs, and then maybe a few extra stuff if I can find some stuff to think of. So yeah, 1K subs soon. On March 14th, I'm gonna have a little special thing that has to do with rotting, and you will see what it is. I'm not really gonna try to hype anyone up too much. It's not a big thing. It's just a little special thing, but it's probably not gonna be that big of a deal since the game's still being worked on. But you'll see what that is on March 14th, so mark your calendars for that. Yeah, that's really it. That's all I have. That's how I make Eggman playable, or just any character playable. I will see you all in the next tutorial. Goodbye.